Hi, my name is John Whitehead, and I'm a leadership and executive coach, and welcome to this week's video blog post. Now, you're probably wondering about my background. It relates to what I want to talk about today. We are physically distancing because of the COVID-19 virus. It means we have to find other ways to connect. I think this is my fourth video now since we've been in what we've been calling social distancing, but what I prefer to call physical distancing because of the threat of the virus. And it's forced us to find new ways to work. Some of you who are watching this, and I have followers all over the world, I'm not sure what your particular situation is where you live. But here in Canada, we've had pretty well a solid lockdown in terms of being asked to stay at home. We've been asked to stay at home. We haven't been forced to stay at home. We've been asked to stay at home. And for the most part, lots of people have been. People have shut down their shops, their restaurants. We can still order food for takeout or get food delivered. Our grocery stores and markets are still open, but for the most part, other types of stores and businesses are closed. We have transit, and as I spoke about last week, there are essential workers that are working, like folks that keep our power and our electricity going, our internet and cable and telephones. Those are essential workers. But what about you, whether you are having to go to an office once a week or you are working from home? What about yourself? What are you doing for yourself if you're being cooped up in a space? I'm lucky I have a decent sized home, but I can imagine people in very, very small apartments or condo buildings or strata buildings are having some real challenges. So one of the ways that I've been reading that folks have been talking about is setting up some sort of routines for yourself. Set up a routine. Otherwise, you may find yourself just kind of falling into a general malaise and just sitting in front of a TV or not getting stuff done. But if you find yourself a routine and set yourself a setup to use, that will help you get through this. It will. I know because it has been for me. So one of the things that we started to do here, my wife and I, was we would get up in the morning, and instead of going to the gym, which would be our normal routine 3 times a week, we've actually been getting up every day early and going for a walk. The alarm goes off at 6:30. It's about 6:45 by the time we're out of the house. And we started slowly, and we're now up to 5 kilometers. It's about 52, 53 minutes through around the area. And there's very few people. We actually, we look like real walking nerds as we have those walking sticks and we just kind of power through. We have quite a few slopes. So again, why the picture behind you? To get a sense of the area I live in. I live in a valley. And yes, those are vineyards because we have quite a few vineyards. I think I've got something like a half a dozen vineyards and wineries within a 10-minute drive, 5-minute drive from where we live. And we're about 5 minutes from that lake, but we're up fairly high. And so we actually climb over, we have about a 70-meter raise or rise in elevation that we walk on our walks every day. But the scenery is gorgeous. And I think we've only had one day where it's rained. So we'll get up early and we'll go for that walk. It's a routine. It gets us up. But that brings me to my next piece, important piece about this is, which I mentioned that I do it with my wife, with my partner. And that is a critical piece too, is having somebody to do this with, having an accountability partner. So it may not be going for a walk. It may be doing something else. It could be another activity that you do. It could be you've got a workout routine at home. Or it could be even a series of phone calls you have to make during the day. You have somebody you can check that against. Maybe it's somebody who at the end of the day you connect with and you say, how did you do with the run that you said you were going to do? You said you were going to make 10 phone calls. How did that go? You said you were going to check in with 3 of your employees, staff people. How did that go? You said you were going to schedule a meeting for next week. How did that go? So it's an accountability piece, and it's accountability partner. And that's important because a couple of days ago, the alarm went off. I did not want to get up. I really didn't want to get up and go for that walk. But my partner dragged me out and said, yep, let's do it. We're going to do it. She kept me going. And that's a two-way street. That works both ways. So an accountability partner, have somebody to share this with, is really important. It may not be a life partner or a spouse. It could be a coworker. It could be a friend. It could be a relative. It's somebody you connect with and say, hey, can you do me a favor? Would you be my accountability partner? Would you, some things that I need to be doing on a daily and weekly basis, can I connect with you at the end of the day or at the end of the week and just run through that and give you permission to ask me how I'm doing, to hold you accountable? How does this relate to leadership? It's really just general, isn't it? I mean, you don't have to be a leader for this, but in leadership, keeping yourself accountable is important. But if you can find somebody that helps you and works with you, it's a mentor, it's a coach. I put a plug in there for coaches, somebody who you connect with on a regular basis, who you talk through what's going on, who asks you those questions about what you're going to do about X, Y, Z, or what's stopping you right now. Whatever those questions are, it's somebody that holds you accountable. It holds you accountable. Think about that. Who do you know? Can you think of somebody right now? Write their name down. And as soon as you finish watching this, give them a call and ask them. Let me know what you think. Please add comments, suggestions at the bottom of this video. And if there, maybe you've got a question, maybe there's a topic you want me to talk about. Feel free to send that along as well. And then until next week, when we produce another one of these, stay safe, stay well, and we'll talk to you soon.